Andrew McCart, iFLTV, delighted as always to be joined by the hungry, it looks like, Josh Taylor. Josh, first and foremost, how's things, mate? How you been?
Yeah, good mate. Chucking a nice little treat here. So yeah, good. Feeling good.
That extra £7 must be feeling like a dream to you then if you're tucking into a wee treat.
Yeah, well, it's obviously it's good. It's a good treat. It's on my meal plan and stuff like that. But yeah, it's a little sort of treat that they give me as a snack. So yeah, it's good.
Well, I'll start off with the extra £7 going up to welterweight. And what's this camp been like, knowing that you haven't got to lose that £7 and you're that little bit heavier, and like you say, you're tucking into a little treat there. How's the camp been? Has it been, I suppose, more enjoyable knowing that you don't have to cut so much weight?
Yeah, well, I'm gonna have to still cut to make weight,
Hmm.
but um, nowhere near as drastic as it would be to make 140. So yeah, happy days. There's no concerns with that at all. It's happy campers, in terms of making weight. So yeah, absolutely buzzing with it.
Definitely. And obviously, you're going to feel stronger up at the weight. I know the size of you, Josh. You're 5'11". You're a big, tall guy. So that extra muscle is going to benefit you, especially when you're up against somebody that's called the Engine in Ekow Essuman in your, we'll call it backyard, even though you're from Edinburgh, but it's in Glasgow. So you're going to need to be strong against Ekow, because for anyone that's seen Ekow fight, he's come forward, he's aggressive, he's strong. So you're going to have to match him in that department.
Yeah, and I will. I will. I will with my boxing brain, my boxing ability. I can more than match him, and he makes a lot of mistakes as well when he's coming forward and things like that. So yeah, I see a lot of holes in his game, but um, I'm expecting a tough night's work, but I'm fully expecting to come out top on.
Do you feel pressure to perform, Josh, being that it's back at the Hydro? You know yourself, you've been the flag bearer for Scottish boxing for so long. We don't get big shows up here until Josh Taylor comes back to town. Do you feel pressure to perform? The fact that you're at a new weight and you're up against somebody
No,
like Echo.
no, like, and without sounding like a dick or whatever. Like I'm past that stage right now, of caring, of putting on a big show and need to do it. I'm doing it for myself. I'm being selfish here and being tunnel vision, making sure that I'm good and making sure that I'm doing good, not making sure that I need to do it for this or that person. I'm doing it for myself. Um, so selfishly, I couldn't give a monkeys what people are expecting. I've made that mistake before. I'm just making sure that I'm going in there to the best of my ability in terms of preparation and making sure that I perform good.
You've probably answered my next question then, because I was going to mention, obviously, there's going to be, you know what the internet's like, and boxing fans, they're very fickle. And when they're going to look at your last
Yeah,
three performances and they're going to think, Josh has passed it, Josh has had his best days, uh,
yeah.
he might not make that two-weight world champion that he's dreaming of. What have you got to say to the naysayers leading into this fight?
Keep going. I've proved you all wrong before. I can do it again, no problem. So nobody expected me to become undisputed world champion. Every time I've stepped up my whole career. At first, it was the Harry Davis fight.
Hmm.
Oh, this is a bit too soon for him. Blew him away. Then it was
Victor
Then it
Postol.
was Victor
Mhm.
Postol. Well, this is far too soon for him. They only had just been beaten over Terence Crawford, in a close fight. Everybody's like, oh, this is a bit too soon for him. Can he do it? He's the underdog again. And then going in against Ramirez, he's comes forward aggressive. The underdog again, and kept proving everybody wrong. So everybody's saying the same again now. So great. Can't wait to keep shutting you up, and it just keeps me motivated. So yeah, keep saying all you want. You're always going to get the naysayers anyway, and if you listen to them, you'll never get anywhere.
Mm. And obviously, do you feel like now that I don't know, maybe the losses and stuff like that, that now you're the hunter again? You feel like, I'm gunning for that guy. That's when you got that hunger back, maybe that obviously I know yourself, and I saw your interview or your sit down with Dev, and I enjoyed it because I remember speaking to you and I remember talking to you back at Lock End back in the day, and you wrote on a notepad for people that don't know, I want to reiterate it, Josh, that you wrote
Yeah,
like you were getting schooled, like you had to stay behind your own detention and you had lines. You wrote Josh Taylor, future world champion. Josh Taylor, future world
yeah,
champion. You wrote it under like 50 times on that bit of paper, and look what happened. And I saw the dev sit down, and you said two weight world champion. So do you feel like now that you're the Hunter again, that two-weight world champion, you can get there. You can make that dream come
Well,
true.
that's the goals. Yeah, that's the goals, and that's why I'm still in the game.
Mm.
To chase more greatness, achieve more greatness. So yeah, that's why that's the plans. That's the plans. And first, I've got to get Ekow out of the way, and he's standing in my way doing it. So I've got to make sure I get him out of the way.
I know this is going to be like a question I should really be asking on the 25th or the 26th of May, but I'm going to ask it anyway. See, when you look at the landscape at the 147-pound division, right? You look at Boots Ennis, and there's talk about him maybe moving up to 154, right? So then
Yeah.
belts might become vacant in that section. Then you've got Brian Norman Jr., who's the WBO, but then you've got Barrios, who's WBC. When you look at the
Mhm.
landscape of the 147-pound division, do you feel like you can get that title shot in your next couple of fights? And if so, who tickles your fancy out of them three?
Yeah, absolutely. It's kind of opening back up again. I think probably Boots Ennis is probably going to move up, but if he doesn't, it would be great to have a fight against him.
Mm.
It would be fantastic. Sorry, I've got a mouthful here. um, yeah, it'd be fantastic to get a shot at him as well and improve myself at welterweight. That would be a great opportunity. So yeah, it's looking good. It's looking bright, and there's plenty of opportunity there for me, considering and making sure that I get through on the 24th. So yeah, after that, ask me that question after the 24th, and I'll let
Yeah.
you know what the plans are.
Well, like I told you, I won't be there fight week, Josh, because I'm in Italy with my wife. So, and she's not willing to cancel the flight so I can come home for the fight. So, I fly back this Sunday. But listen, you couldn't have planned it. So, all going well, Ekow Essuman, and there's been talk about obviously the sparring sessions that you've had, but that was years ago, and we can't read too much into that, can we?
No, yeah, you're talking 13 years ago.
Mm.
I've been pro 10. So you're talking like 11, 12 years ago.
Mm.
Sparring sessions when we were both amateurs, and it was only a couple of rounds here and there because he was welterweight, I was light welter and lightweight. So we only done a couple of rounds here and there, really. So you can't take anything from it at all, really.
Like I said, what's the sparring been like in camp as well, Josh, and preparation for this one? Obviously, we know the preparation wasn't great for Tio and stuff like that. So what's the preparation been like for this one?
Yeah, it's been good. The sparring's been going well. I'm getting plenty of in-house sparring as well in the gym and stuff as well. Got a couple of guys, bringing a couple of guys over as well. So yeah, it's going well. It's going well.
Good to hear, Josh. It would be remiss of me not to ask, obviously, about the fight next week. Conor Benn and Chris Eubank Jr. Now, Conor Benn is a
Yeah.
147-pounder. He's in your division, so that might be a future fight. Who knows down the line? But when you look at
Yeah.
his fight with Chris Eubank Jr. and the size differences and the rehydration clause, what's your thoughts on it all?
I've not really got an opinion. I'm not really that arsed about it, to be fair. To be perfectly honest, I couldn't really care. It is a big fight. It's been pretty entertaining on the way up to it with Chris egging him and all that sort of stuff. Thought that was quite funny. I thought it was quite good actually. But yeah, I'm not really no arsed, to be honest. I'm sort of half and half of who's going to win. One side being, well, Chris Eubank's been in with the better fighters. He's only lost to the world champions. He's been at the highest level. Conor Benn hasn't really fought anybody, no really beat anybody of significance, but he has improved a hell of a lot. He has put in good performances. Well, knocking out people, but we all know why that was. Knocking out people, eating too many eggs. So we all know why that came into it. But I think that the experience and the quality opposition is on Chris's hands. No, but he did get stopped from Liam Smith. Conor does look like he punches hard as well. So can he take another punch? We don't know. So, but I'm edging towards Eubank just because of the experience and level that he's been at. But on the other hand, Conor Benn's young, fresh, and hungry. So yes, it's very interesting. But to be honest, I'm not really asked who wins. I
One,
couldn't
one,
care.
one final quick one for me, Josh. Would you welcome a fight with Conor Benn?
Absolutely,
Mm,
absolutely. If the money's right, absolutely.
definitely. Listen, Josh, so happy to speak to you, mate. So good to see you smiling, and I hope training camp is going well. I'm gutted I can't be there for the fight. It's just typical, man. I asked for the 17th, but we couldn't make it. But listen, good luck with fight week. Good luck with the fight. And no doubt I'll speak to you beforehand anyway. But Josh, always a pleasure, my friend, and I'll speak to you soon.
Nice one, Andy, mate. Enjoy your holiday.
Thank
Cheers,
you,
mate.
appreciate it, mate. Thank
Cheers,
you.
Bye bye.